The 1st of January not only marks the beginning of the year for the whole world, but is also the Independence Day of the Republic of Sudan. Now, with me today on this occasion is His Excellency Khalid Musa, the Ambassador of Sudan to Rwanda. Your Excellency, thank you for taking the time to speak to Rwanda Television.
Thank you very much for RBA for conducting this interview.
Now, as we begin, let me first ask you, what does this day mean to the people of Sudan this year, given the current situation in the country?
Sudan was the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to gain its independence in 1956, before any African country realized that point. That also brought responsibility for Sudan to continue supporting the African liberation movement all over Africa and to provide support as a foundation member of the African Unity Organization before, and other African institution was one of the leading country to promote Pan-Africanism and to give support for African liberation movement all over. This is the 70th anniversary that we're celebrating today as a leading pioneering country in independence in sub-Saharan Africa. Regardless of this anniversary and celebration, Sudan today is facing a lot of challenges in terms of territorial integrity, maintaining sovereignty, and also maintaining the course of social, economic, and political development in Sudan. Regardless of these challenges, Sudanese people are steadfast to continue their struggle to maintain their independence in letters and spirit, to fight for their sovereignty, for the independence of the country, and to give Sudan the right position that it deserves at the regional and international context. Sudan is appealing also to all African people, African government, to support Sudan at this crossroad while we are celebrating our independence, the 70th anniversary of independence, but also Sudan needs your support, your voice to realize peace, stability in Sudan, and to give support for Sudanese people also to achieve their fully independence meaning of the country.
And specifically now to the Sudanese people back at home and also those in the diaspora, specifically those here living in Rwanda, what message would you give to them?
The only message is about hope, persistence, and resilience, because this is the main principle that we are fighting for, to maintain our territorial integrity, to maintain our independence, to maintain our sovereignty. Sudanese people will continue their struggle for stability, peace, and development in the country. We need every Sudanese all over the world in general and Rwanda in particular to pursue their own objective, whether they are students to finish their study, whether they are businessmen and women, whether they are any affiliation they are doing in Rwanda, is to achieve success, is to support Sudan, and to give Sudan their utmost best for peace, development, and stability.
Now, how would you describe the current state of diplomatic relations between Sudan and Rwanda, especially at a time when Sudan is facing significant internal challenges?
We are enjoying very significant relation between Sudan and Rwanda at this time. That because of the wisdom of the two leaders, His Excellency President Paul Kagame, as a leading figure in the African continent and international community as well, and for President Burhan as well, they join hands. That based on two principles. Number one, a strong believer on Pan-Africanism that led by President Paul Kagame. Second, regional integration. Sudan is part and parcel of the East African community, in general part of Horn of Africa. And the stability and peace in Sudan, it means that it provides also regional stability in East Africa and Horn of Africa. The political, economic, and diplomatic relations are developing based on the spirit of mutual respect and to realize mutual interest for the people of Sudan and Rwanda and for the government Sudan and Rwanda. There is great potential for our relation together, and we have a lot of lessons to learn from Rwanda as an African model for peace, development, and state building.
Well, you had previously stated that Sudan needs Rwanda as an economic partner. What specific strength or experiences does Rwanda bring that Sudan is looking to learn from or collaborate on?
As I always said, that Rwanda is an African model for development, for national building, and reconciliation. And Sudan, Rwanda right now is developing its own model in economy in a very complex context of regional dynamics. Sudan as a country that will be soon emerging from conflict definitely needs the expertise, the wisdom, the guidance of Rwanda that would be applicable to our specification and our own situation in Sudan. Definitely, we are a strong believer on regional economic integration, and that can help Sudan and Rwanda to achieve their mutual goals together. Specifically, in the food security, agriculture, we would like also to upgrade the trade exchange between the two countries. And it is worth mentioning that the investment of Sudanese in Rwanda right now exceeding 20 million and more in different sectors: healthcare, education, agriculture, construction, and extra. There is a lot of expertise from Sudan are working here in different fields that also can contribute positively in the development of Rwanda. And in return, we need Rwanda as also, not just as economic partner, but also as a peace partner, because Rwanda also is a peacemaker in the region and a strong voice for African Pan-Africanism.
If we were to go into the specifics of that role of Rwanda as a regional, at a regional and international level, that role, how do you see it supporting the peace efforts or dialogue in Sudan?
Rwanda as a peacemaker and a stabilizer in the region definitely has a role to play at the regional context and continental context. The leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame, the president, can contribute a lot within the African Union, definitely, or in bilateral basis, because Rwanda as a peacemaker in the region has a lot of experience, has a lot of accumulative expertise to provide the peacemaking advices and guidance. And more than that also, we need the leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame within the African Union to advance not only peace in Sudan, but peace in the whole continent, definitely. Sudan is playing a pivotal role at the stability of Horn of Africa and East Africa. We are afraid that the conflict of Sudan might spill over to the neighboring countries that will harm the mutual interest of the East African community for sure. So by looking forward for Rwanda as an economic partner, a peace partner, Rwanda can play a leading role within African Union to advance peace agenda in Sudan for sure.
And finally, Your Excellency, looking ahead, how do you envision Sudan-Rwanda relations 5 or 10 years from now, and what steps are needed today to achieve that vision?
As long as we have this commitment from the leadership of the two countries with a clear vision that Sudan and Rwanda can set up a good example of cooperation in different fields. There is great potentials, definitely, for this bilateral relation. I could envision this relation within next 5 to 10 years based on 3 pillars. Number one, we would like to attract more capital from Sudan to invest in Rwanda. Rwanda right now is adopting a transformative economy that Rwanda would like to be like a hub in different fields, services, financial services, education, and hosting international conference that based on its very rich experience in peacemaking and African model for reconciliation. Definitely this will be one of the main pillar. Second, right now we have more than 6,000 Sudanese people living in Rwanda peacefully, enjoying life here, contributing positively as well. But in terms of education and cultural exchange, more than 3,500 students. The cultural exchange and scientific cooperation and academic cooperation definitely is one of the fields that we cooperate together. Third, Sudan has a real expertise in agriculture that is willing to contribute also to upgrade and develop the agricultural sector for cash crops, for base export also items on this. Finally, the industry and services. Sudan also would like to have deep relation, institutional relation between the two countries on banking, financial services, and industry for sure. Sudan has set up a small model of factories here in Rwanda that will be like the beginning of this journey. I'm hopeful, I'm damn sure that the potential of our relation has a bright horizon that we work together to achieve together, not just for Sudan and Rwanda, but also an example for how African countries can cooperate together for regional integration and to serve the best interests of the people of the two countries.
Ambassador Khalid Musa, again, thank you for taking the time to speak to Rwanda Television.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to Rwandan people. And also, congratulations for the Sudanese people for the 70th anniversary of the independence. Struggle will continue. We will achieve peace, stability, and in Sudan with the partnership of Rwanda.